And I finna show y'all proof. I'm finna have.
So I need that chopper like I see you, boy.
Look, me versus you and you know what they picking. Cheap and expensive, you know the difference. You know that it's 10, you know what it's giving. Hair, nails.
What's up, pretty gang? It's your boy, Mr.Prettyboi, back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you add me on all social media at Mr.Prettyboi. That's MRPRETTYBOI_. And that's on all social media platforms. So I'm finna give a story time. This finna be my truth. Oh, so also I got a head on because I don't have a haircut right now. But basically, I'm finna give my truth. Basically, disclaimer: this not to bash him, throw him under the bus, anything like that. I feel like, you know, my voice can never be heard. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like my voice can never be heard, and I feel like nobody really gets what's on my mind, basically. Like, nobody understands what's on my mind, like what be going through my mind and stuff. And it been bothering me, so I decided, you know what, let me vent about it. Then maybe I connect with people who experience the same thing with their father. You know what I'm saying? Also, disclaimer. I'm not saying these. You know what? Let's just get into the story. And I wrote a list of things because I want to touch base on everything. I don't want to leave nothing sugar coated. You know what I'm saying? This is a safe space. I want to touch on everything. So speaking on me and my dad relationship, we're gonna talk about past history. So growing up, you know, he was somewhat there for me when I was growing up and stuff. I give him, you know, credit for that. The only thing I disliked growing up was I always being told, you gotta reach out to me. You ain't reach out to me. First of all, I'm in middle school and stuff like that. High school, yeah, I understood. Like when I got in 12th grade, 11th grade, cool. But middle school, early high school, I had to hear constantly, you ain't shut up on me. Then when I try, it's like he's barely there. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, that's me say he said. So let's move forward to 2020. This is the year I graduated. I want to say this happened. I don't know. I forgot. I can't remember the dates. But I know it had to happen after. No, it happened before. Okay, this situation happened before I graduated. So, but it's 2020, the year I graduated. So months before I graduated. I want to say earlier that year. I forgot when it was. Don't quote me. Earlier that year, my dad, you know, I found out on social media that my dad have twins. Like, you know, I'm saying, basically I got little brothers that are twins. Instead of telling me, you know what I'm saying, I found out with majority of the world through social media. So I felt some type of way. That's how you know I reacted, like, I put an angry, like, you know how that reaction on Facebook, that angry reaction, that's what I put. After I put it, that's when he texted me and said, remove that, da-da-da-da. Okay. This round, like I said, I wasn't on a mature level to text him, whatever. But anyhow, I was very upset about that because how you have twins and never told me. And it's like, the reason why I'm telling my story, let's go back. Let's start back up. Yeah. The reason why I'm telling my story is because I feel like my dad, or whatever you want to call him, that side of the family, I feel like they're always going to take his side for everything. And I'm finna get into some things. I'm finna show you. I'm finna tell y'all. I'm finna get into some things. But I feel like my dad, that's why I don't really communicate with them, because I feel like they're going to always take his side. And I feel like he always do me dirty. He always do me dirty. So now it's time for me to just lay it on the floor, and they always gonna take his side for everything. So, like I said, 2020, you know, I found out with the rest of the world that I supposedly had twin baby brothers or whatever. I don't have a relationship with them, so I don't really, let me keep my opinion to myself about that. But I don't really claim them as my brother. Like when people ask me how many siblings I got, I say 3 because them are the ones who I got bond with. Like they're the ones who I actually see. You know what I'm saying? So I can't claim them as my brothers when I don't have a bond with them. I don't see them, none of that. So fast forward. So that already, irritated me a little bit. It was in disbelief, you know what I'm saying? Because growing up, I saw my dad as my childhood hero. So it's like a stab in the back. Basically, it's like, dang, I'm being betrayed by my childhood hero. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always looked up to my dad, no matter what. I don't look up to him anymore. I've been stopped looking up to him, but it's like, he was the person I always look up to. Like, I want to have money in my pocket like him. You know what I'm saying? Even when he was struggling, when he around me, he made it seem like he had money. So in my eyes, he got money. He got money. To spend, spend, spend. Okay. Fast forward. So same that year, um, later on that year, because I was going through a lot, but I was going through a lot of emotions. Like I lost my cousin. It was a lot of emotions that year. So then next thing you know, it was around my birthday. And I feel like this is a life 360 moment. So it's around my birthday, 2020. So I turned 19. Turned 19, yeah. I'm not gonna say any names because me and her is actually in a good. Me and that person. I'm not gonna say any name because me and that person is actually in a good place. That person posted everyone for their birthday, but ignored me. When it came to my birthday, I didn't get no acknowledgement. So I texted that person because I always feel like it's favoritism on that side of the family too. That's why I don't communicate with them as well. I feel like it's favoritism as well. So I'm gonna let y'all have that. I don't have no reason to be around y'all. So then next thing that's when quote unquote that person got in their feelings, stuff like that. We're not gonna get into that because like I said, me and that person in a good space. All I said was, why you didn't post me on my birthday or something like that? You didn't know. It's something about birthday. Cause why you didn't tell me her birthday, but why you didn't acknowledge me on social media, for my birthday, but you acknowledge everybody else for their birthday. Y'all not gonna ask them why? So next thing you know, that person told my dad, that man, we'll go call him that man, told that man, because it was around the time I stayed on Cherry Avenue in Albany, Georgia. He drove to my house. It was early morning. He drove to my house. Because remind you, I stayed on Cherry with my mom, my sister, her boyfriend. It was like a big old house. Basically, it was like a big house. Big house. It was just, yeah. So the next thing me and him had some back and forth and stuff. He trying to fight me. I'm cussing him out and stuff. My mom had to come outside, break it up, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We just going back and forth. He tried to fight me or whatever. So, yeah. So then next thing he told me stay away from his family. Okay. I will. I mean, they ain't gonna hurt my feelings. So I did that. I stayed away from his family. I didn't talk to nobody. For years. I cut them off for like 2 years. Yeah. 2 years, I think. I think it was 2 years. Stuff like that. I thought that altercation went back and forth. Because I felt like he did the most that day. Because you didn't ask for content. Like, you didn't ask to read the message or something. You came at a fresh 19-year-old who just got out of high school. A few months ago. When coronavirus when the pandemic type of thing. You didn't ask for no like content. You didn't ask to read the message or anything. You just went by what that person told you. I did not like that. You should have asked questions. If you was a man, you should have asked questions. You didn't. Cut him off. Stopped talking for like 2 years, 3 years. I can't remember the dates. So then we started by talking. I had to be the grown up. You know what I'm saying? I had to be the grown up and reach out to him. Which I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that mess anymore. So I reached out to him. And then that's when, I'm trying to remember. So after I reached out to him, that's when I put on my big boy drawers and I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. He gonna say, for what? Yeah, because you got amnesia and stuff like that. He gonna create a false narrative because I had to talk with someone else on that side of the family. He created a false narrative saying that, oh, basically me and him stopped talking because someone on my mom's side put it in my head that he have a problem with me liking guys and stuff. No. I mean, yes, they were telling me that, but no, that wasn't it. The issue was, like I said, what happened in 2020 when you tried to fight me. I should have been cut you off around my birthday. So we finna get into why I feel like it's a life 360 type of thing. So then next thing you know, like I said, now we're finna get into it. We talking whatever. So now I'm finna speak on 2023, 2022, 2023. It was in those time frames. So around this time, he got a fiance. They're finna get married. He want me in the wedding or whatever. So next thing you know, I order mind you, I got my own apartment and everything. I had my own apartment. I got my own apartment in 2021. Yeah. So I had my own apartment and stuff. So by this time, I'm just, in my own world. So the next thing you know, the reason why I'm speaking on this is because I felt like during that moment when he was like married or whatever, after like the fiance then married, even though the marriage was short-lived, I felt like he was putting on facade for social media. I feel like he was just using me for social media, like publicity type of thing, clout chasing. Cause he'll make it seem like, oh, we the best of buds. We talk every day, da da da. We don't. We talk every blue moon, stuff like that. Well, you want social media feel like you the world best dad? Oh, also, I want to say that same year, it was for one of my birthdays. I can't remember. It was when the iPhone 15 came out around my birthday. When the iPhone 15 came out around my birthday, he took me to the club. That's how, I guess he made it seem like he was the world's best dad because he took me to the club. Okay. It was that year. That's the year I'm talking about. Publicity type thing. That's why I'm speaking on that. So I played along. You know what I'm saying? I played along. Hey, you want to play the world biggest dad? You want to play like you the world best dad? You want to do no wrong? I'm finna act along. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So then, next thing now I'm finna fast forward to last year, 2025. This is why I say it's a life 360, and I'm finna show y'all proof. I'm finna have proof on this side or that side. I don't know, but I'm finna show y'all proof. The messages and everything. First of all, let's get into some things. 2023, a few days before my birthday, he got into the hospital. This is around the time I had 2 jobs. If you know now, currently I have 1 job. I quit one of them. So me and him, you know what I'm saying? This around the time, he already got divorced or whatever. He moved on, everything. So the next thing, everything was good. Cause we hung out earlier that year for Mother's Day. Everything was good and stuff. Everything was good. But let's get into this thing. Let's get into my birthday. Like 360. Like I said, like 360. So a few days before my birthday, I want to say he went into the hospital. Something with his diabetes, or whatever you call. He went to the hospital. And then this thing, I'm asleep. Mind you, I'm asleep. I get a call at like 6 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning from my G-Ma and his girlfriend. I get a call. So I call my G-Ma back first. Hey, call your dad girlfriend. It's about your dad. Okay. Then I had called her. She told me. Then she told me to call back my girl. It's like 2 minutes back before I had to keep. I don't know. I just felt like one of them could have told me the reason. It didn't be like that. So the next thing you know, I didn't like the fact that I had to call my mom. I called her crying. I was like, cause the way they talking, I'm thinking my dad, that man, I'm thinking that man dying. So I'm crying and stuff. I called my mom, crying, woke her up out her sleep, crying and stuff. She told me everything will be all right. Cool. So then next thing you know, I text his girlfriend. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, let me know and update. Do I need to call out of work or whatever? So boom, bada bing, I went to one of my jobs. That's when she texted me and said, hey, I gotta get ready to go. X, Y, Z. Can you come? So cool. I had to call my job that I'm at now, call out, and go see about him at the hospital. So I went to the hospital. Next thing you know, see him in bed or whatever. I'm like, okay. So he telling me what's wrong and stuff. I forgot what's wrong. I know he had something to do with his diabetes. Next thing you know, we had they did a little check-in and stuff, checkups and stuff. Then they brought him to another room. They put him in another room. So next thing you know, that's they can get ready to put him in another room. Go in the room and stuff. Cool, bada bang. I'm finna go. I've been there long enough. I wanna go home. So next thing you know, that's when he was like, I know he had a doctor's appointment on the 23rd. Yeah. I told him to text me for updates stuff. Cause mind you, before I even came to see him, I said, I'm not okay. Which I'm gonna show proof of the text message. After I get done, I'm gonna show proof of every single text message. Like, y'all, I'm not tripping. So then next thing you know, like I said, me and him, when like I said, me and him, you know what I'm saying? Also, I'm not okay because you're not okay, etc., etc., etc. He left me on red. I didn't take it to heart because, you know, before I went to go see him, I was like, maybe he can't get his phone. Maybe he can't get his phone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can't touch his phone. Maybe it's that bad. So that's what made me even call out to work. Get to the hospital, boom, bada bang. I missed some part, my bad. So when I got to the hospital, let's start back over. When I got back to the hospital, that's when he was in the room and said he was in his phone. He was calling, texting. So I went quiet. You know, now I'm not interested in nothing you gotta say. I'm not interested in nothing you gotta say. So next thing you know, I just started tuning out and everything. You know what I'm saying? You in your phone, you're fully functional, but you left me on red when I was trying to check up on you. Then you're gonna claim that I don't ever check up on you. Okay. I don't never check up on you. Okay. So boom, bada bing. Like I said, now we finna fast forward to when he was in the other room. So next thing I know, found out his doctor's appointment on 23rd, texting for updates, etc., etc., etc. So there was like a few days before. It was like a day before my trip, a day or two, a day. It was like a day before I had to leave. Next thing you know, it bothered me. So I'm telling R04 that I'm thinking about canceling the trip because, you know, my dad's situation, you know what I'm saying, it bothering me or whatever. He understood. Then next thing you know, that's when his girlfriend, she texted me and was like, don't cancel your trip. I got him. He good with me. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Cool. That's what I did. I went on my trip to Jacksonville. That ain't somewhere I wanted to go, but I had no choice at the time to go to Jacksonville. So the next thing you know, go to Jacksonville. It was still on my brain or whatever, so I couldn't fully enjoy myself. Like I couldn't live in the moment because too busy thinking about him. Like, is he okay and stuff? So I got back home after my trip. Then next thing you know, the 23rd came. I'm at work. I was like, what the day is October 23rd? I didn't hear nothing from him. I was like, okay. Maybe, you know, something, you know. Maybe, you know, so like I said, maybe something happened. Maybe he didn't go. October the 25th came. His girlfriend and his son had a football game. They posted a picture. You want to be at a football game, but you can't tell me if you're okay or not? You want to be at a football game, but you can't text me and say you're okay or not. Then you quit to say, I don't check up on you. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't do this, that, and third. So that's when I text him. You know, I was very respectful. I text him wherever. I text him. And he started going out. He talking about I'm not none of your friends. Of course your old ass ain't. And then that's when I was like, it turned left. Now I said I can't deal with no more. That victim mentality type of thing. Like you don't do nothing wrong. You gotta go. So I blocked him. Block him, whatever. Have it unblock him. I even got a new number. Not giving it to him. Deleted his number. Deleted his contact and everything. So the next thing you know, I want to say, after this situation, I forgot when this was. Then next thing you know, after this situation, so then next thing you know, I want to say I texted his mom, which is my grandma. I text her and said, when it comes to your son, I don't want any update. I don't want any medical updates. No updates. They're between him and God. I don't want no updates. And I'm standing on that. To this day, I don't want no updates. She said she understood, whatever. Like I said, I'm posting all receipts. Y'all finna read these messages and tell me if I'm crazy or not. Because I had co-workers read this message. I had family members read this message. I had everybody reading these messages to see where did I go wrong. Nobody can tell me. I even had a customer read the message. Nobody can tell me what I did wrong. So I had all these people. I had at least about 5 people or more read them messages to see where did I go wrong. Then my auntie, I talked to my auntie the same day it happened. And she was like, you know, she'll be upset too if her, you know, her dad did that, whatever. Cool. So the next thing you know, I go on my Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm thinking about reaching out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, at one point, you know, he was my childhood hero. So the next thing you know, when I was about to check up on him, that's when I realized I was blocked. Cool. So I went to our messages. He blocked me on Facebook, but didn't block my message thing. So I went to my message. I typed up his name, and then I blocked him back because you know what I'm saying. Just in case he tried to unblock me, you can't get through. Boom, it ain't gonna work. So then next thing you know, I got a second Facebook account. That's how I found out he blocked me. I was like, maybe he deactivated his stuff. So I went on my second Facebook account, and then I typed up his name, and it popped up. Then that's when I just seen him saying no gay-ish, no gay between me and my brothers, da 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 da. Mind you, the same people that you calling brothers, they talk about you. They literally come to my job. They literally come to my job. You know what? I'm finna put it on the floor. His so-called homeboys, the one he think is his brother, will come to my job when I was working at Family Dollar on the East Side, not the one when I transferred to the North Side. But when I working on the East Side, they will come to my job talking about him. Talking about when he was married and stuff, or how he tried, like how his financial situation, he dumb of a woman. They throwing you through the mud. And every single time I would defend you, looking stupid. Whole time I would defend you. And they would drag your name through the mud. Just for you to drag my name like that as well. Okay. I'm gonna let them be your homeboys. Okay. So then next thing you know, when I seen all that, that's when I went to the messenger on my other Facebook page. Then that's when I blocked him. Because that's when I blocked him back. And I haven't spoken to him since. And then but I just wanted to get this on my chest because I don't know who dealing with the same situation or something similar and how they got through it or whatever. But what I will say is he didn't stop anything. Like, he did not stop anything. And that honestly, it's just time for a change. And I feel like it's best if me and him never spoke again. I wish him the best though, but I wish, things probably could have went differently, but it's best if me and him never speak again at all. Like, I mean, ever. I don't see him. I don't want him in my life. I don't envision him in my life. It just like when people ask me about my father, I say he no longer exists because he don't exist in my world. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that it got to that point because it's like, dang, childhood hero to this, a nobody. And then I don't like the fact that you could be a father to everybody else's kid, but you can't even be a father to your own children. You got the twins folks texting me. You got the twin folks texting me asking about Christmas gifts and stuff like that. I'm not finna buy them nothing towards them for they're innocent, but I'm not finna buy them expensive gift when I don't have a bond with them. That's why I fell out with one of their family members. Don't care. I'm not finna buy them expensive gift, and I told her that. I'm not finna buy them expensive gift. I'm really not. I'm not finna buy them expensive gift when I don't have a bond with them. Get mad all you want. So how you gonna be a father to everybody else's kid, but you're not a father to your own kids? I don't know. I really want to know the scientific behind black fathers disregarding their kids for other people's kids. Then when it came to school supplies, I had to buy them school supplies. And that was last year. Yep, last year I bought them school supplies. Yep, I bought them school supplies because one of their family members texted me and said, you won't go do nothing. You weren't doing nothing. Just like it was for Christmas. Wasn't doing nothing. Okay. But like I said, disclaimer is not to bash him. This just to tell my side of the story because nobody really heard my side of the story. And on his side of the family, they always take his side. They don't see nothing wrong with what he do. And I think it's just time that I disconnect from them and him. For me, because it bothers me on how you could treat your child like that / children and still think that you're all that in a bag of chips and a soda. It's bad for me. But enough is enough. Add me on all social media, Mr.Prettyboi. MJ over and out.